Well, for a change, my Jag has actually passed its MOT first time, but there are some advisories. Monitor and repair if necessary. And the ones that concern me: engine oil leak. Well, that is such a tiny leak it's impossible to alter. Auxiliary belt is contaminated. I've bought a new Poly-V belt off of eBay, and normally I wouldn't buy stuff from eBay anymore because it's nearly always fake, but this is exactly the same brand as they sell in Euro parts and half the price, so I paid £26 for it. And I've also printed off the diagram out of the manual and annotated each one so I know what it is when I come to actually dismantle it. There's a lot of pulleys and quite a difficult routing plan, so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do this. To do this job you have to take off the plastic cover, which has got 3 screw holes. You have to take off the front wheel, and you have to take off the inner panel. And this inner panel is held in with one Torx fitting just here, one plastic popper just here, and another plastic popper just here, which is I've already taken out. And then this kind of just meshes in, and you bend it and mess about until it drops off the car. Not too difficult. You can see the pulley going off there to the air conditioning unit. Above that is the alternator. If we come back that way, that's the steering rack. That's a sender. I think that's actually the crank position sender, which tells the ECU where the crank is in relation to the camshafts for the variable valve timing. So I've taken the plastic cover off the top of the engine, and if we look down here into there's the pulley tensioner. It's the one where the Poly-V belt is on it upside down, and it has a square cutout in it in order to put in a rod so that you can let the tension off in order to get the belt off. So I need to find something that fits that. In order to get the belt off, you have to release the tension on the tensioner. What I've done is I've got an old cheap 3/8" drive socket and gaffer taped it to a tube. I've had to slightly grind the end off, but that then fits exactly in it, and then I can actually move the pulley tensioner. And I'm doing it from above because I cannot get at it from below. And hopefully I can move it far enough and just lock it in place with some cable ties or something, and then take the belt off and figure out how to get the new one on. Using 2 cable ties, I've cable tied this to the engine mount. I didn't want it to do anything like this that might actually snap off, and that's as far as it goes now, and that is loosened off. And I can now see down in the bottom, down there, that it is slackened off, so I should be able to get the belt off now. This is the crankcase pulley. You can now see that this is all nice and slack, and that's just going to lift off. This is the point of no return. Time to take this off and see if I can get the new one on. This is going to be awkward. Well, to save time I've just cut it off, and this really is impregnated with oil, so it is at the end of its life. And look at the mess it made of my car. So oily. So I'm now going to clean all the engine down before I put the new one on. Right, I've got the new belt on, and I didn't film myself doing it because it's taken me over 3/4 of an hour, but I will tell you how I did it. What you need to do is take out your tensioning bar and feed the belt over the pre-tensioner, which is just down there. Once you've fed that onto there, look very carefully at your diagram and feed it this way over the power steering and under the idler, and then around the crankshaft and towards the aircon, and then you will now need to put your pre-tensioner bar back in so that this is loosened. Drop it over there, and then I found that I could feed this up around the generator, around there, and then actually force it over the idler, and that's the only way I could get it to go back together. Then you take your tensioning bar off and it all drops happily into place. Check that all the Poly-Vs are sitting in the right grooves and all the right way up as well. In terms of difficulty, I'd say 9 out of 10. This is a real bugger of a job. I'm absolutely mired I've been laying underneath the car, I've got stuff everywhere, it's in my hair, in my eyes, and suddenly the 120 quid that my guys down at the garage wanted to do this job doesn't seem like such a lot of money. But I've done it, and I wanted to do it just to see if I could.